these games, and whichever team won would
like,
get, huh?
I feel literally like sick right now.
Yeah, yeah. So one of the things that he had done was like, we were gonna do like these games. And I remember like, cause we did like a Zoom call about it, and he was like, yeah, so basically like five, like, there's going to be like 10 winners overall. So there's like 10 prizes. There are these big boxes and stuff. And it's like, and the kids get to like pick their prizes. 5 of them are going to get really, really cool gifts. And like the others are like not going to get anything at all. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, it's just, yeah, they won't get anything. And I was like, are you, he's like, yeah, so they have to like pick carefully, it'll be funny. And I was like, that's awful. That's awful. No, like, I didn't feel good about this. So I went to the dollar store and I got a bunch of stuff for the kids who were not going to get any prizes. So if those kids opened up,
with your own money.
With my own money. Yeah, I did. I mean, that's why they were dollar store prizes, but
money from this. So,
well, yeah, well, it was important. I felt like Aiden and I are the ones who are on stage right here. So we're going to be the ones associated with giving the gifts. So if they don't get something, it's going to look bad on Aiden and myself, and they'll probably be angry with us. And we don't want them to have a bad experience. We want them to be happy. Dhar did not compute like in his mind at all. So I went and I got gifts and I kept them backstage. And for those kids who didn't get any presents, we gave them presents. Now, Dhar did like break, I don't know, he broke like $100 bill. So like there were like 20s and stuff to like give to the kids. But they want something. It's not about the money that they care about. They wanted something physical that they could say, I got this. Like this this came from my favorite people. Like right. I'm a huge fan. And those kids who didn't get like the PS5s and stuff like that, and they just got those little silly dollar store things, because they didn't care about the money. They wanted me to sign their $20 bill when they would get that. They were like, can you sign it? And it's like, okay. And then, I was like, why don't you, I had them hang out backstage for a second, and all they wanted to do was talk about, I can't believe I got a gift from you. Like, thank you. That's so nice. And that's what it was about. That's what it was about. It was like, okay. Like, it was just a weird way of thinking. Yeah. On his behalf.
So with what's going on right now with the protests, with everything, what got it to this point?
Right. So that was the event was a big breaking point for a lot of people.
We decided it's actors that
not
were
just me,
scary and odd.
Yeah. So like that for me was, I was very vocal about how I was unhappy, and I was very vocal about it to crew members. I was vocal about it to directors. I was vocal about it to cast members. And I said, listen, we're not being treated well. I don't believe Dhar is a good guy. And if I'm going to continue working here, then things need to change. So I'm going to write a letter, and then representing myself. And then Chaz was like, hold on, Mair. I think we can get a lot more people behind us. Let's do one together. Let's all like on behalf of all of the actors. And I was like, okay, cool. So that's what we did. We wrote Dhar a very kindly worded letter, and it didn't even say what our issues or complaints were. We just said, on behalf of the actors at Darmian Studios, we would really, we're happy for the time here. We've really enjoyed a lot of things. We would like to set up a meeting with you as our boss to discuss several of our concerns and our hope for how we can move forward in the future. That's it, in a way that benefits us all.
So basically, just like, can we kind of talk shop? We've been here for 4 or 5 years. Like, we need a little bit of restructuring due to like the level of video that's being done, the amount of money that he's making, and just
I mean, that wasn't even stated. Like, it would that should have just been known. Like that. It was just like, hey,
okay,
it's time for us to have a meeting with you. And it was like a very lightly toned letter. It was not anything where it seemed combative or anything like that. The meeting was set up, then postponed several times or rescheduled. And then it was set to a day where Dhar didn't show up to, like, then they set it on this day. Colin and Chaz were our two elected representatives who were going to go to the meeting. It had been made very, very clear in writing, by the way, that this meeting had to be with Dhar. Like, we don't need to talk to, like, HR can be there, human resources, but we're not controlled by HR because we're not technically employees. So we don't really have anything to do with HR. Our
True.
boss, the person who signs our contracts, is Dhar Mann. So that's our boss, and that's who we want to meet with. And you know, the studio manager can be there as well, and you know, whoever else they wanted aside from a lawyer, which, you know, we had not gotten to that point. It was just, let's just meet.
Talk to your boss.
Everyone should be able to talk to their boss. Like, and we're not like peons. Like, we're like, oh, the janitors. Like, I'm sorry not to say it that way, but like, we've earned our stripes where we can talk to the boss, right? But that's the culture that he likes to keep. There is like, everyone, he's up here and everyone else is down here. So it's like, you're lucky and you don't deserve to talk to him. So that was very, yeah. So, but we were hopeful. We were like, okay, cool. We got a meeting. All right. Maybe we'll get somewhere. To be honest with you, I'll be very honest. I was never hopeful. I knew for a fact that he wasn't either going to show up or the meeting was going to get canceled or continue to be postponed. So I personally was never hopeful for it, but a lot of other people were. And so Chaz and Colin show up to the meeting and Dhar is not there. He doesn't show up. Apparently he went skiing in Aspen. Now, the day that it had been scheduled for previously, I had been at the studio. It was 2 days earlier was when the meeting was scheduled, like, had, I guess, been, that was the last rescheduling, right? So it was postponed several times. So it was like supposed to be on a Tuesday or something, I believe. And I had been at the studio and I saw Dhar there. I saw him walking around. I was like, okay, cool. Getting tours, trying to get investors. Good luck with that. And yeah, so that was fun. Yeah, so he didn't show up. HR apparently was like a little bit kind of aggressive. And by the way, I can't state this strongly enough. So HR is not like a third party, which it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like a hired company that oversees things, and like they're supposed to look out for the employees. Obviously, the company too, but human resources is supposed to like be there for the employees. This is just a single girl who works for Dhar. So this is not like, you know what I mean? It's not, yeah, this is it's kind of like a henchwoman type of situation. So what it was told, you know, like, well, we're here. Why don't you have the meeting with us? And it was like, no, we wanted Dhar. So we would like to reschedule the meeting. We'll give you guys like by next Tuesday. So we'll give you guys through the weekend and a day or two. We would like to have a meeting scheduled on the books. Not saying the meeting has to be that Tuesday. We would like a meeting scheduled on the books. And then I think Tuesday passed. They never got anything. I think they sent a reminder email and it was, since you have decided not, the response was, you can meet with HR. You're not going to meet with Dhar. Like, he's not going to meet with you. We have, once again, nothing to do with HR. HR is not who we need to deal with. We need to deal with the person who signs our contracts, our boss, Dhar Mann, the owner of the studio. That's what we need to do. So that was kind of that was the last straw for us. Also the week, like then like a day later or like on the same day, two of our favorite, I mean, we love all of the directors, but two of our favorites, Ryan and Joe and their crews, they all got fired. So people,
that's like what, 10 people?
A lot of people, yeah.
So that's like people fired in a day.
And not like, I'm pretty sure what they were just removed from the group chat, which is kind of like a toxic thing that they do as opposed to like meeting with, it was like they were removed from the group chat and then told like they were going to get an email from HR or something like that. So it's not even like one of those like, hey, we're going to talk, let's talk.
It's like and then firing kind of.
Yeah. So that was really rude. We stand for the crews and we stand for the directors who shouldn't have. We don't understand why they had to lose their jobs. Apparently, one of the directors had asked for another safety another meeting regarding